Hey guys, Jessica Scantlin for Young Hollywood at Blushington Makeup and Beauty Lounge. I'm here to talk to Ashley Rickards about her new book, a real guide to really getting it together once and for all. I think everybody needs this. And also a quick beauty tutorial. What are you gonna show us today?
How to do my signature cat eye.
Which is very difficult for most girls.
It is, it took years of practice, but I think I got it. And it's interesting, it's not one cat eye fits all. You gotta know the shape of your eye to get it. And once you do, you're golden. But then, of course, there's the smudging that happens. And it's never gonna be perfect, but I've got some tips to help make sure that you can look as perfect as possible.
So what do you like to use to get your cat eye?
First, I start off with the shadow just to bring some color to the lid, and I like to do a little under shadow too, actually. I apply color and then blend later. That's sort of my philosophy. I have sort of almond-shaped eyes, so I like to bring that out a bit. And I have this personal preference, and it's up to everybody, but I prefer to keep shadow just on the lid and blending up as necessary. Couldn't tell you why. I just think it looks better on me.
But I think it's good, like you said, do it to your eye shape, because a lot of people try to, you know, emulate somebody's different eye shape. So I think it's good that you, really say like, do it to your eye shape.
Once that is all blended, I like to, and this doesn't work for everybody, but for me, I like to sort of like add a little bit more depth to the bottom of my eye and do a little under shadow. So you can just sort of take the end of this brush, sort of dab it like this, and just go sort of like straight for it.
So how would you tell girls, like, if they just wanted to try it out, like, would you say maybe start little and then add more?
Yeah, start little, and you always want the bottom to be lighter than the top. If you're gonna do this, you have to squint so that you can get that natural, like, tear duct thing. Then I like to do a little bit of contour on right around here. I start it around here, and then I blend out from there. Because at this point, we've already got the shadow coming out here, so I like to just really go for it.
And do you have any tips on like applying a black shadow? Because I think because it's so pretty, but then it can be like kind of difficult. Like, what would be your biggest tip?
My biggest tip would be get a pressed one. Get a pressed black powder. Don't do loose. That's dangerous. So dangerous. I don't even know why they make those, honestly. But work slowly. Work slowly. Remember that most stuff will blend better than you think. So do the same thing on this side, just really making sure that there's a lot of color and that there's no gaps in between the liner. Last step is mascara. So I like to curl them.
I noticed that you're doing it with the curler first, and I know some people like to do it with mascara first. Like, what's your theory behind that, or your reason?
I only curl with mascara already on my lashes if it's a midday touch-up and they're falling. My lashes tend to stay in place pretty well.
And your lashes is long, so I'm like, they're so long. I don't know if you guys can tell, but they're so long. They're so pretty.
There was a day on Awkward where I had to trim one.
Are you serious?
Because it was like all the way up there. Yeah. And then you're done.
You made it look so easy. I'm like, which is why you're doing it, but it was so easy. So we just did the beauty tutorial, and I mean, your book, A Real Guide to Really Getting It Together Once and For All, it literally has everything, not just beauty, but you can learn how to reupholster a couch, like a chair, everything from like guys to girl drama, friends, everything.
Family, finances, super fun. You know, some of the most important chapters, which are the first few, which are how to not be fearless, how to love and accept yourself, and learning more about yourself. Once you know that and you get more comfortable in your skin, you have a better ability to make these changes according to things that work with who you are. Not every girl is gonna walk out of here with like brown hair and side bangs. I mean, if they do, great, but that's not the goal.
It's like a journal. Like, you guys, like, you can write about yourself, which is great because it's literally like one book. You write about yourself, it's like a journal, and then it's a self-help. Like, how did you decide to do everything in this book?
I had someone approach me to write a book, and she wanted me to write a novel, and Then I was like, well, what can I talk about? I could write about my experiences. And I didn't want to make it not a biography because I don't think I'm that remarkable yet. Hopefully, I get more remarkable.
I feel like yes.
Or not.
That's a good sign. That's a good sign,
Or not.
actually.
Or it's all downhill from here.
No. It's uphill because that's a good sign.
But I wanted to incorporate some of my experiences because there's no way that I can give advice to people without having some sort of reason for them to trust me.
I know there's a chapter in your book, dealing with, friends and family. What's your best advice for girls?
Just be careful who you trust. Don't tell them about that crime you committed 4 years ago if it's still looking out for you. You don't trust them that well yet.
Just give a little bit and keep
Yeah.
you know.
Eventually it gets to a point where some of my cast members where we're all synced up on our cycle and just talking about it and just gratuitous detail. That's some real friendship right there.
I call it my Freddy because it's Freddy Krueger comes once a month and it's just, he destroys everything.
You'll know if my Freddy is in town if I've gone to craft service just twice for the honey mustard pretzels or I have the whole bag, because I will take the whole bag. And the worst part is that Molly likes the buttermilk ranch ones, and I like those too, and I'll settle for the honey mustard, but one time I stole them from the craft service trailer before they even put them out because I knew that today was the day that she was gonna come in a little later, and I put them in my trailer and ate them all for lunch.
That's actually genius. I love that.